Okay, good morning. I'd like to call this meeting of Senate County Commissioners on Thursday, February 10th to order, and we will start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I can hear Jim Roberts say
Yes,
the pledge.
me too.
Yeah, he was the best at it, Jim Roberts. God bless him. Okay, Commissioner Kirshner.
Sure. Please bow your heads for one moment, please. Heavenly Father, we ask for your assistance in making the decisions that we hope are in the best interests of those people we represent. Moreover, we hope that your will is done. We ask in a special way that you protect those that are protecting our freedoms and their families. We ask all this through your Son. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Here.
Commissioner Schuff,
Here.
Commissioner Kirschner.
Here.
Okay, I will accept the motion to approve the digital audio video recording of the previous board session from Thursday, January 27th, 2022 for our regular session.
So moved.
I will second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Kirschner,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. Now, is that appropriate? Is that a roll call? Yeah. I would ask for a roll
Yeah.
call. I'm just getting my,
Learning.
I'm still at my, I'm an apprentice yet. Okay, we're good. Got it.
The
You're up.
apprenticeship ends after a year, by the way. You're longer than that now.
Yeah, I passed it. He told me, he said, you've been around for 2 years now. Come on. I'm a little slow. Administrators report.
Just a couple things, especially since we missed last week. We were gonna do our capital discussions, so we're gonna move that to the 24th. Just wanted to make sure departments, some of their requests, they had enough time. So I'd like to do the capital discussion on the 24th. Probably about 11 or whenever we're done with our first
Go right
session,
into
go
it.
right into a,
Maybe a
Alright.
brief recess or something,
Yeah.
and then go right into it.
Yep.
Good.
So I'll have all that to you before then, probably this week yet. We were gonna mention last week, there's some scheduling conflict for the 17th. We still wanna cancel that meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Be
meeting for the
24th.
the 17th will be canceled. I think all of you have heard that, the Senate and the House both passed the remote meetings again. We're just waiting on the governor to sign, which we have no reason to believe that he won't. So they're talking about extending it until June 30th. So,
Good.
I mean, it ended on July 31st of 2021, and I guess they thought things were ramping back up and would allow us to do it till June 30th of 2022. So hopefully maybe by our next meeting, or at least March, that'll be available
Yes.
if we need to.
Good.
I think that's all I got for today.
You sure?
Yeah, because I think you're going to bring up any of the other
I have a
stuff.
few things, but it's okay. Commissioners report. Commissioner Schuff.
No report this time. Have some activities going on this weekend, but I'll report on that this next coming meeting.
Sitting to my right.
Yes, well, we've got, I don't know how much you're gonna bring up here.
You go ahead.
Well, we've got the opiate task force to talk about.
Yes.
And I think maybe some clarification about
Okay.
a couple of things with the ambulance district.
Yeah.
So I'll give that to you to be the lead.
Thanks
and
for the
then I'll-
reminder on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with the opioid settlement. So I think the citizens are aware, and the best way I can compare this is to the tobacco settlement, where there was a class action case and the companies admitted fault, and then they paid a large sum of money over a period of time. Well, this is not new news. This has been going on for several years now. The state of Ohio has reached an agreement, and we're calling this the opioid settlement. And many big companies are going to pay over the next 20 years. There's a process for collecting that money, processing that money. County Commissioners of Ohio kind of taken the lead on it, but it involves all entities in your county. So all the cities, the villages, the townships all have a voice in what happens to this money. To simplify things, the state has been broken down into regions. And Seneca County will be part of Region 17, and that's made up of 8 counties. So there'll be 8 counties in Region 17. Each county will appoint 1 person. So Region 17 will have 8, and then out of the 8, they'll send 1 to Columbus. And that'll be the voice of Region 17 down in Columbus. On an annual basis, there'll be projects that get presented, awarded, and then brought back to our region. And I think the rough round numbers are 450,000, that kind of number that we should see per year. But it's a big number.
Per year?
Over the 18 years. I think that's what's going to come to our county. Talked to Mayor Montz about this, and they were like 140,000 of that, so it's based on population.
Right.
So what we've done is we're working hard behind the scenes to put together a group. We've asked Mirsha from the Mental Health Board to take the lead on that. The commissioners have asked him to do that because this money, in effect, is for that purpose. He's setting up a meeting for next week, I believe. Did you
Yeah.
see is it set up yet?
No.
Okay.
We wanted to
So
make sure you guys were okay with
We're
that.
good with it, yeah. So he's ready to push the button and set up a meeting. So I guess we're talking about this now. And to invite basically all the entities to a meeting to see if they want to be involved with it. The opioid task force, which is represented by the judges, the county commissioner, the 2 cities, they meet monthly. They're really, really on top of the needs of the county. This is what they talk about. I would propose that we use that as our entity going forward to be used for the community. So if a village or township wanted to get involved, then they would just be added to the opioid task force, because we already have a body in place that's really on top of this. So open for any additional discussions, including you, Stacy.
Good job explaining it. I think that the distinctions that we have to remember are that our surrounding counties, Sandusky, Ottawa, and Wyandotte, will probably appoint a commissioner to the task force. We believe, though, with discussion of those guys, that Mersha would be the one in the end that would be designated because he has the knowledge
From
of
Seneca
this.
County.
Right,
Yeah,
Mersha would just be Seneca County, so there won't be a Seneca County commissioner on it, but Mersha will be our representative. And as Stacy has advised us, the money is a little bit different in that it does not come to the county or to the city general fund. It comes directly to the programs that we would designate that should receive the money. So let's say that it was the Pivot program or some citywide program that the mayor would like to see money go to, or even the 4 counties, because Mersha has is the CEO basically of the opiate of the mental health recovery board for 4 counties at this point. There may be part of it that would be used as a bigger program for those 4 counties. So the distinction is that it doesn't come to the general fund. It goes directly to those programs that we designate.
Yeah, and we're just really fortunate to have a director of our mental health in Mersha that's from Seneca County. He has 4 counties that are part of the 8 counties. So we feel we'll be well represented in Region 17 and then down into Columbus as far as a seat at the table and getting our needs and requests heard. So more to come on that, but it's we're fast tracking things because they have the money and they're ready to distribute the money, but they can't till all these regions are formed and they have their big meeting in Columbus and et cetera. So we're working on that.
So I can go ahead and tell Mercha to go ahead and get that
Yeah, I'm good with it.
meeting.
You good?
You want a formal? or do we
I
need a-
don't think I need a formal vote on that.
No.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
gonna
I
have
think it's
him
great.
set up the meeting and,
But thanks for bringing that up.
And just so nobody's blindsided or anything, I've reached out or sent an email to some of the parties involved, the sheriff's office, Mayor Chaw, some different county officials. I would like to explore possibly looking into bringing back the DARE program. I think you can make a very strong argument looking at what we had 20, 30 years ago, the rates of overdoses and drug usage of what we have now. So I think some of those funds might be able to be applied there, which I think would be helpful to our youth. So just so nobody's blindsided, I'm exploring the DARE program or bringing that back, so.
Good.
Okay.
Next on my report, looking forward to this Sunday, Commissioner Schuff and I will be attending a Eagle Scout ceremony out in Old Fort. And Luke Randall will be, there'll be a ceremony and we've prepared a proclamation and we'll both be delivering that. He's the son of Patrick and Lisa Randall and that'll be at 2 o'clock. Always exciting to
Yeah, it's a big deal.
go to those kind of things, and it's worked out. So I think that concludes the Commissioner's report. I want to go into old business, and I'm going to ask Ken to come up and give us some good news. You're up.
Oh, yeah, right now?
Yeah,
All right, so tomorrow morning, I'm heading out, going to Loudonville. We got one of our new trucks. We've got 2 ambulances on order. One is here. So we go down tomorrow for final inspection.
exciting.
That's the 2022 Ford F450 four-wheel drive wheeled coach ambulance. It's a mouthful. So we take the specs and we take a tape measure and we go down there and we crawl around on a creeper, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be, make sure all the systems work. And then we schedule for delivery, and that'll probably be next week sometime. And once we get it here, I usually bring it up here so you guys can take a peek at the new truck. And
Great.
I've never experienced that, so that
that's,
was kind of fun.
well, yeah, we haven't bought one
Like a
since
kid
you've
in
been
a
here.
candy store. We'll all go
And this
out.
one's been on order since last March, so it took a while for the.
I think the last new one we got was about my first or second year, because I know
Yeah.
it's parked out here, yeah.
It was like 2015 or 16,
Yeah.
16,
Yeah.
and we got 3 new ones.
AM radio in it.
And
Oh,
that was
yeah.
all grant money.
That
This
was
time
quite a
is,
deal, yeah.
yeah. So that's what we got going on this week. I'm steady doing interviews. Got 4 so far this week. Got 3 more next week.
I'm always glad to see an ambulance show up that you can look at, that you don't have to get in.
Exactly. And it's nice and shiny and new. Still smells like a new car inside. It's awesome.
All right, we'll see you at the 24th then.
Yep, I'll be here.
Thank you.
You bet.
And I debated bringing this up in old business or new business, but I'm going to bring it up right now. As everyone knows, we've been working hard discussing EMS in the county. We're moving forward, and I think it's very appropriate that what I'm about to say, that the commissioners, we have a discussion and we act on it. I think the timing is more than right. The 16 entities that we often talk about, they're meeting and they're trying to unify. They're asking questions. They're going to put together a list of concerns and questions, and then we'll address those on the 3rd when we meet again. This is exactly what we want to happen. One of the concerns and one of the things that the commissioners we've said all along, and I would like to basically make a motion, or and we can have a discussion here, but I'd like to make a motion that we allocate funds, $750,000 of funds to be used for a new EMS facility to be located in the AVR Bloom Scipio district, so the northeast part of our county, somewhere out there on 224. Southeast, thank you. And details to follow. We have a lot of discussion going on, and I think this action validates the commitment of the commissioners, and then we can work to fill in the blanks as far as site location, any partnerships we're gonna have, you know, that kind of thing. But I wanna send a message to the citizens of Seneca County, especially those out in AVR and part of the group of 16. This also fits very nicely in what Commissioner Kirschner's been talking about for a long time, where if we put one of these up now, we can have a beta site. Ken, you can go in there, we can battle test it, we can tweak it, we can get ready for the next 3 that will ultimately be coming after the levy passes and we get into next year. But we want to get moving on this one now. And so with that, I'll pause and see if you would like to make any comments.
Well, I'll second
or
it so we
discussions.
can go into some discussion.
Thank
so.
you. Thank you. We have a second, so we'll go on discussion.
Okay, well, I think that we have to be very careful fiscally here. What we are receiving with the American Rescue Plan money and whatever happens from that point forward, please remember, is our money. This is tax money that we're getting back that we need to utilize, but we also have to remember, as I said a few times in some discussions regarding budgets, that it's one-time money, and we can't manage fiscally based on the amount of money that we're receiving in 2021 and 22 and 23 and beyond, because that money is going to go away. It's not your core income. So if we're going to get one-time money, what should we do with it? In my opinion, we should use it to put up one-time buildings or improvements to the county that are not going to necessarily require us ongoing expense. So in this case, we're talking about an ambulance building. Commissioner Paradiso's worked hard with Lenny Klaus and with a few other folks trying to come up with a number. That number looks like it's about $750. Again, it's a non-recurring expense. You put the building up. Obviously, you still have to maintain it, but you put the building up and that expense is behind you. We hope to do 4 of these long-term. As Commissioner Shuff said, this is southeast. We want to go northeast, we want to go northwest, and we want to go southwest at some point in absolute agreement with our EMS manager and with everybody that's involved. So the point is that the money is our money. It's coming back to us, of course, as it always does with the government, probably diluted a bit and with some strings attached. So Stacy has been diligent in making certain that what we use the money for is approved by virtue of what the American Rescue Plan says we can use it for. And if we're not able to use it for certain things, we can reimburse some salaries over the years, and then that money can go back to the general fund that can be used to do the things that may be outside the scope of the American Rescue Plan parameters. So that's my topic. The major point is that this is one-time money and we should use it for one-time occurrences, hopefully.
Let's invest in our infrastructure, our people, our safety services. This is something we're all elected to do. To me, this is a no-brainer. Let's work together with our townships, our villages. As volunteerism declines, we're gonna have to go to a full-time system, and we don't wanna see our citizens struggle to wait. We gotta invest in our safety services, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, and I think Stacy will just task you with figuring out, we'll keep talking about everything, but the message is we're committed to this. I think the other thing this is going to do, I just want to remind the people that AVR Bloom Scipio have merged. This will allow them to further condense their operations, right, Ken? Become more efficient, condense the vehicles, strategically place it in a perfect spot that can really serve that area. So with that, we have a motion and a second, so I'd like to have roll call.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes.
Commissioner Shuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes, thank you. That's old business.
So not on
comments?
a kind of a related
Yeah.
subject, but not exactly related. You know, the combination of the 16 entities, there was one kind of exception out there about carryover money.
Okay.
And that was in New Regal.
Yeah.
And I want to make it very clear because we made a commitment to the folks in New Regal, and this is a matter of record, that the money that was bequested to them, I don't know if
Ian Griffin left
the money that was given to them outside of any carryover that they had is their money. I'm not sure what Derek is going to come up with in the end, but the fact is that we guaranteed them that we would carve that money out to be used only specifically for the purposes that it was donated, and that was for service to folks in the New Riegel area. So we want to make it absolutely clear that our full intention is to not, is to restrict that money so that it can only be used for the purpose that it was intended. I'm not sure what the legal language is and how they have to kind of carve that out, but we want them to know that we've committed that that money does not go to the Joint Ambulance District as a general fund item, and that it is going to be restricted and used for the purposes that it was intended.
Thank you for bringing that up. That this is very important. So as the districts discuss becoming one, and so New Riegel and AVR, Bloom Scipio, Bethville District, Adams Township, Pleasant, whatever money is in their checkbooks, the carryover will all go into the new district. And thank you for bringing it up. We want to send a message to the public, to New Riegel, to everybody, that Ann Griffin left out of her trust and her estate a large sum of money to New Riegel. It's approximately $175,000. And she left that money to be used in that area for scholarships for kids and other needs that the district felt were necessary. And the prosecutor's opinion is you can't just take public money out of an account like that and do something with it. And so that was the message that was sent to New Riegel, and that is really the legal answer. But to Commissioner's point, the prosecutor's office is working on ways that money can be restricted through series of resolutions and agreements, so we can honor the wishes of Ann and respect New Riegel's position as they move forward to come in. So more to come on that, but I'm really glad you brought that up because
Well, it's no, Commissioner.
we want to send that message. I'm
Right.
glad
It's
you
no
brought
different,
that
it's
up.
no different than our general fund. We have in our carryover money, some money that's specifically restricted for certain uses, right? So we're not creating a whole new thought
Yeah, like
process.
the rainy day fund or the.
Right. So this money, would be restricted and managed by those folks who are from the New Riegel area, and it'll be used as designated.
So that's another message, Bill, you could take back tonight when the 16 meet, these two things, actions that we're taking here to help. We need to, the biggest concern with everybody in any of this is communication and uncertainty. So hopefully with these two actions, we've clarified these two things, and we look forward to continuing to do this as a group of commissioners and as a group with the 16. So, thank you.
Looks like Derek sent us just a brief draft, the first
Yeah.
draft of what he's proposed for that
So
trust.
we actually have a draft, and
Yep.
everybody can add and tweak it. We want everybody to feel comfortable with it. Well, thank you for bringing that up. So, anything else in old business? Good?
No, I'm good.
Okay, thank you. We'll move into new business, and I just want to highlight three things that are in the new business that we've been talking about a long time. One of them is the broadband contract, so we'll be taking action on that. The investment policy, we have an investment advisory committee, we've amended the investment policy. Julie Atkins was on the call last time. We have a capital asset policy. And so we've looked at all of those. Derek's looked at everything, and they will be part of the new business action that Stacy's going to go over right now. Thank you.
Okay. I have a few supplemental appropriations. The first one in my system shows it's for the Justice Center, hospitalization, $9,588. Initially, when we did the budgets in the Justice Center Fund, we were calculating 2 officers over there, 2 deputies over there, and I think right at the end of the year, Sheriff talked about adding an additional person over there. So in the hospitalization and then the HSA, we didn't have accounted for that extra person. The salaries we
There used to be
did.
3 people there?
There used to be
at one point?
3.
So then we've been at 2.
Last year with, Sheriff was
Limited
getting
budget.
things under control.
So we're back to 3.
He needed somebody out to the office, and so he's put another person back
And
over
this comes out
there.
of his budget.
This is out of the Justice Center. Justice Center Fund.
Right, I got it.
Yep.
Okay, I knew that, but you clarified it.
Yep.
Thank you. Sorry to bother you there.
No, that's okay. Ask any
You know
questions.
me, though, I'm gonna interrupt you if I have a
Nope, yep,
question.
that's fine.
Okay.
Next one in my system is supplemental appropriations into our supply line. It's for recycled content for $25,000. The OSS board had met and they contacted me and said that they are picking that program back up where they're allowing counties $25,000 to
Yeah.
be and reimbursed for recycled content. So they called last week, asked us, to get those steps that we usually take in place. So they're giving us $25,000. What we do is put $25,000 in the recycled line. We pay for the expenses, document that it's recycled according to OSS's policy, and then we submit it to them for reimbursement for us. So I didn't get that news until after budgets were done last week, so.
Did this used to be 50 in the old days? Was this the 50?
No, it's been 25 for quite a few
It's been
years.
25 for each of the 3 counties.
Yes.
The 50 was like for benches and that kind of.
Yeah, I think that's a different
That's
grant.
a different grant.
Yeah, same-
We didn't do that this year.
No, well, I don't know if you guys did that or not. I didn't go to the OSS
Well, I'm
meeting.
saying that, okay.
I
But
thought they
this
were
is-
gonna try
This
to-
is, I understand what this is.
Yeah, this is-
We can use this for recycled carpet or
Yep.
something like that.
Yep,
or-
paper, carpet, we've
Things
even used
that
it for
fit,
blacktop. Yep, there's
So it's a
different things.
nice, nice return back to the county.
Yep, they were
Okay.
struggling for a few years, so we didn't get these funds. But they, Gary Beatty's done a wonderful job.
OSS census 25.
Yeah,
Ottawa and Seneca, Sandusky, Ottawa and Seneca County get 25,000 each. Is
Let's put it to good use.
as a payback from all the green recycled bins and everything you see in the landfill. This is money that the solid waste district now is giving back to the counties. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
yep. I have a request from the sheriff's office for their foreclosure special projects equipment line. They need $5,026.60 with sheriff moving stuff around and allowing to be some salaries and equipment to be paid for out of this fund. He has bought 2 of his employees some new furniture, or going to buy new furniture, and it's allowable out of this fund grant money. Next one I have, this goes with the Justice Center Operating Fund, the HSA contributions for $1,500. My next one is a request from the Sheriff's Office. They are actually getting $5,170.80 from the General Special Projects Fund from the judges to help with the TCAP ankle monitoring service. The grant came short, so the judges agreed to pull that amount out of their Special Projects Fund to help out the sheriff. So he will need that
That's good.
$5,170.80 into the contract services line in his, what's
So is this where we
fund
give the
called? His
judges a
TCAP.
pat on the back
Yep.
for helping out?
Yep.
That's good.
They did
They did.
10,000
Thank
last
you.
year.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, I have a request from Juvenile Probate Court. They need an additional amount for attorney fees, legal services, and psychological services in their, let's see, which fund is that? Their Special Projects Fund for $3,500 in their contract services line. The next one I have is a supplemental appropriation And this is the Special Projects Fund money, $5,170.80, so that's putting money into the transfers outline so we can do the transfer. I have a couple appropriation adjustments. The first one I have is, okay, I guess I need to step back a little bit. So I have a resolution in front of you for, let me find it so I can read it right. The Treasury came out with their final rule for the ARP, American Rescue Plan Act money. They came out with the final rule allowing counties to take a standard allowance of up to 10 million. Some counties got more, some counties got less. So counties can use up to 10 million for governmental services. So they've made it a little less restrictive. And so I do have a resolution that Derek's reviewed, Julie's looked at it, and Fisher Downey from CCAO has looked at it. So that's where this draft came from. So what we do with this resolution, we're saying we're going to take advantage of that. We still have to pay for it out of that fund. I can't move it to, obviously, rainy day fund. That's a not allowable expense, but I can't even move it to the general fund. But I can use it for general
Directly to
services, governmental services straight out of that fund.
That's huge, that's a huge
Yep.
relief.
Yes, yep. The only strings is that it's still federal money and we have to follow federal guidelines as compared to what we're used to with the state guidelines. You know, we used to do state term pricing, we used to do it's different going through the federal guidelines. So it's still a little bit restricted going through their processes, but at least they've given us the allowance. The only thing you can't do is obviously the retirement, the rainy day fund, and anything that goes against the CDC's recommendation. You can't use it for something that obviously this money was intended for. So
That's pretty, Commissioner, that's pretty good news, right?
There's no crack pipes on this, is there?
We give those away. I know, that's probably allowed. Yeah, we probably-
Didn't have that one on my bingo card for today.
right, yeah.
Okay, so that's good.
So working out this to be able to keep what we've already used in the ARP fund and trying to track it forward, going forward to use it as governmental services. Working with Julie, she has asked if we could basically change the account line. The last two digits of the account line will be basically the year. So the equipment that you see on here, transferring or doing appropriation adjustment from the equipment line to the equipment line, is just getting it into the line that the auditors asked us for. That way it's easier to track, so any 2022 expenses, when we run the report for the state and for the feds, that we could just pull that account line for each year. So it's something they wanted to do, so we had already in our
Makes
budget
sense.
put it in on the account lines that we were going to use, but for easier tracking, Julie asked us if we could change just the last two numbers in the account line, put the year. So that's what that one's for. So that's $100,000 that we had already set aside, and then the $2 million for contract services, transferring it the same to the contract services initial account line and then to the contract services 2022 account line.
So just so I understand this fully,
Yep.
the $2 million is gone back in the general fund to reimburse us for salaries?
We have money in our salary line in the ARP fund. Contract services would be like the building that we purchased out to south of town.
Yeah.
That would be a contract service. If we decide to do improvements like the HVAC projects, that would be a project under contract services.
Okay.
So
So is this $2 million encumbered for contract services only, or?
yes, but we can move it if we have a special project that we decide that's, I mean, if you're buying a bigger piece of equipment, but most of the
We just
projects
park it
we're
there.
going forward will be a contract service.
Gotcha.
Any,
Okay.
even
So I think that
buildings,
answers your question, really.
yeah.
Okay,
Do you feel
understood.
comfortable with it?
Yeah, yes, yep, yep. And we do have the money in the salary lines that,
So we made these, we did this last year, but
Yes.
because we're creating the
Shoot.
22 thing. we're-
Yep, yep.
Okay, because this is old business, but
yep,
it's just a cleanup.
right. Just moving it to the account number. that'll be easier tracking when we need to run reports.
Got it.
And then I have,
I'm going to go backwards 1 second.
Sure.
I didn't hear you talk about Fund 00010, about the inmate medication.
oh, did you push that through?
010. Just says supply. Which
I
one,
think
Mike?
so.
It's the last one on,
Don't have it.
I had just texted her to say.
Oh, sorry, I didn't look at my phone.
Sorry, I was like, hey,
I got an
is
old
it
one.
not in there?
we have a different one than I got.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, I have the
General
old one.
fund,
Yep, I got it.
Today's
0010.
That was added.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Go ahead. No, it's good.
the contract we did last week for, not last week, the week before, mental health and recovery services, the sheriff got a grant with mental health and recovery services to pay for the psychotropic medications, if I said that right.
Close enough.
And so the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board is sending the Sheriff's Office a check for $25,000, and that we can pay that out of the general fund, so they're gonna pay it into the general fund, but the auditor's office wanted the specific account line for that.
Okay.
So, it's a grant from Mental Health and Recovery Services for that amount. We had some last year, I think we were at $21,000 last year. So this is coming with,
Do it come from the state? Or is that federal?
it's Mental Health and Recovery
That's
Services.
kind
They
of-
gave the grant out of their funds.
Indirect way, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where their mental health gets all of theirs from.
I guess we're glad to get it.
Is that the only one I missed?
Yeah.
That's
Yep,
the one I
okay.
saw that maybe missed.
Yeah, thanks. So you amended the agenda and I didn't get it, so it's okay. My bad. Because the one I have doesn't have that.
Doesn't have that one on it.
Yeah.
All right, I have a resolution authorizing the fund transfer to be made from the, to the TCAP. This is from the Special Projects Fund that I talked about for the $5,170.80. I have a resolution adopting the Seneca County policy and designating Paul Harrison, Seneca County Treasurer, as the investment authority. This is what you mentioned earlier. The investment committee, advisory committee submitted this to us. It was reviewed. And that's what he's asking us to accept, the new policy. Here's the resolution electing to take the standard allowance of up to $10 million as the amount of revenue loss for use for the provision of government services under Section 603C1C of the American Rescue Plan. And that, I went over a little bit of that. My resolution entering into an agreement with Ice Miller, Whiteboard LLC for the broadband strategic plan. They've sent an engagement letter. Their section of this project, Ice Miller, is $44,070. And then I have
Was that our portion with the other entities?
This is the broadband that we're using, ARP money we pay. We're paying the whole time.
Gotcha.
Just we're paying for the study. The commissioners are gonna pay for the study, and
Yep.
then we're done.
and there's 3 separate contracts.
Okay. Yeah, they broke it into 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
So I have a resolution entering into an agreement with Thomas Miller and Associates LLC for the professional services. This is for the gap analysis that they had submitted. Their total is $26,033. I do not have DLZs yet. The one I got yesterday had a contract with TSEP and not with us, so they're submitting a new one. So hopefully we'll be able to do that next week, or the 24th.
Okay.
I have a resolution accepting the capital asset accounting policy for fiscal reporting presented by the Seneca County Auditor's Office effective January 1st, 2021 to replace the current capital asset policy. The last one we had done was in 2008, and it's been mentioned on our audit, not as a finding, but just as a recommendation to update it, just because of the, some of our assets were depreciated, and they want it to have an amount, so she's extended some of that. I think she explained that last week.
Good.
I have a resolution entering into contract with North Central Ohio Regional Council of Governments. This is for them to manage the broadband study. Is that correct, Tony? They're gonna work with the 3 companies to get the data, kind of manage it, host the meetings. The cost was it 10%?
10%.
10%.
8,000.
Yep.
Something like that.
And I have a resolution amending the agreement between the City of Tiffin and the Seneca County Prosecutor's Office effective January 1, 2022.
What was that agreement?
Let's see, the parties desired for calendar 2022 to increase the annual payment to $193,140.
Is that
They
courthouse?
make these quarterly.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
And I got a
75%. You were 25 back.
I got a request from the library. They would like us to reappoint Jane Dell to the Tiffin Seneca Public Library Board. I think I got a bio for her this morning. I didn't know if you guys had a chance to look at it yet. She's been on the board for 8 years, and so her term is expiring. They would like us to put her back on, and I think the term would end 2028. Didn't put that in the resolution.
Can we put her on even if she doesn't want to be on?
Right.
She wants to be on. She wants to stay on.
You're such a good board member.
God bless her,
The
yeah.
commissioners put you on for 4 more years.
Yeah. Like it or not, that's what we're
So I
doing.
guess I have to stop. Okay, I'll stay on.
Yep, she wants to stay on.
Unless there's discussion, I'll make a motion that we accept the new business and resolutions as presented.
I will second.
Any discussion? I did, in summary of broadband, so we're clear, there's been a lot of moving parts with broadband, and I think we did, as commissioners, I think we did the right thing. We have this ARP money, there's a huge need for underserved population in the county. We're not in the broadband business. We don't want to sit here and have Spectrum and Bascom and Sycamore and everybody come in and ask us to do projects. So what we agreed to do, and this was with some support, is to fund a study. And at that meeting, so TCEP and NCO and NCO.
NCOESC.
ESC, thank you. What am I gonna do when you're not there? They put together, they had a couple meetings, and the stakeholders came, and it was a pretty cool meeting. So, North Central was there, and Spectrum was there, and Sycamore Phone, and Bascom Phone, and superintendents of schools, and trustees, and it was a great meeting. And they began to put together a vision of what they would like to see in Seneca County. And then they took it out to bid. They had 10 proposals, and several other meetings. You went to the one meeting I couldn't go to, and they really vetted that out and narrowed it down to 3, and then they picked one. So the commissioners have agreed to pay for that process. We're going to use ARP money to do it, and that totally qualifies. And then we're going to step back, and as the county evolves with broadband expansion, that we will now have a blueprint of what the county wants to see. You can apply for grants. North Central will help along the way. And everyone we've talked to thinks it's a great process that we went through, and they wish more counties would get together and do a similar thing. So I think this is money well spent. It's a little more money, I think, than we thought originally. I think in our mind, we were thinking
Excuse me.
50,000, but it was closer to 80-some thousand. But
Stacy, you'll have to start blocking.
Somebody trying to jump in, Jimmy?
It's from China.
Yeah.
so, and then I'll end it with that. But I think it's money well spent, and I'm real excited. When you look at emergency services, you're all around the county with EMS and fire and crew, sheriff, and police. I mean, the broadband's just going to also, the enhancement will also support that as well. So
It's a big priority item. So this, a few days ago, we had the Farm Bureau meeting, which, Mr. Frankert was there. It's one of their priorities for the Farm Bureaus to have broadband and into the rural areas, so I think it's a top priority. So let's invest into it.
And then one thing that I want to clarify too, because it was brought up at the Farm Bureau, is, why was this company hired and stuff on doing the process? They didn't understand that a lot of the maps are just kind of, 50,000 foot maps on it, rather than get down in the weeds and to figure out specific areas that need to have it, in the area there in the township.
And have
stuff,
consistency.
Have the consistency across the board on it. So that was a little bit of a question, on every aspect of it, so we kind of clarified why this company was
Okay.
hired to kind of get, more direct in the area and stuff that definitely needed.
I saw where Hufford died.
Good. And that'll be the job of North Central is to communicate this out. And TSEP and Foster Economic Development and Adam, everything you're doing out in rural world, this will help you. So with that, we have a first and second. So let's have a roll call on new business. Are we good?
Good, great.
Thank you.
Great.
Commissioner Kirschner.
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff.
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. See, when you don't have a
One thing I'd like to, I don't know if
public comment.
I don't, not yet.
Okay. No. Okay.
I don't know if I need to put this in a form of motion or if we can just agree. But, we have an ongoing discussion regarding the RTA building and the possibility of maybe converting the East Tower at some point. There isn't anything concrete at this point in time, but one of the steps along the way is to put a value on the RTA building. The only way to do that is get a professional appraiser there. We did find a professional appraisal service whose estimate was about $1,800. So I would like to get approved up to $1,000 because it may be higher than that. Another entity has agreed to pay for the second half. I don't want to disclose that at this point because I'm not sure that's been approved. So I would ask the permission to spend up to $1,000 for appraisal of the RTA building.
Let's figure out what it's worth, and I'll second that motion.
Okay,
Yeah. So you made it first.
I did.
Made a motion. We have a second. Let's roll call.
Commissioner Kirschner.
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff.
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes. Good with that. Any other business before we go to public comment? Stace, Kyle, anything? Good? Jimmy?
Yep, do you want to start in the room here first?
We'll start in the room.
If you're on Zoom, say something in the chat if you want to come forward.
Anybody want to come forward? Adam, any update? You good? Two Adams, I'm looking at Adam, they're both nodding. Adam Smith, Adam Gilmore, welcome.
I can give a quick update.
Sure,
on the
come on up
clearinghouse.
if you would, please. Just state your name one more time, Adam, for the public.
Is there any specific place to stand?
Yeah, it's
I think right here, that's where you get on camera. There you go.
Like I said, that was perfect, so this is where you should be.
Yeah, so my name's Adam Gilmore. I'm the
Have some
development
fun up here,
coordinator.
right? Come on.
I'm the development coordinator for the Seneca Economic Partnership. Just want to give you a little bit of an update on the clearinghouse, on the entrepreneurial clearinghouse. We've launched a new project there, Project Watchface. A local alcoholic beverage manufacturer is looking for a restaurant partner in the area. That's something if people are interested they can do, but we are also pleased to announce that TJ Willie's has sold as well using that system. So if you are interested in business movement or finding a new entrepreneur to take over a business, we would love to be able to help you out with that. And I know the commissioners have brought forward a couple businesses recently that we're working with, and if you ever have any others, we'd be happy to work with them as well. That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Adam, you're kind of getting baptized by fire here, right? Because there's a lot of things going on at TSEP, and God bless you for doing that. If you need any help opening any doors at the townships, people you don't know or whatever, please call us and we'll either go to the meeting with you or at least introduce you that you're coming and let you know what's going on. So anytime, please call us and we're happy to help.
Yeah, of course.
I
Thanks.
appreciate your follow through. You're busy, but you do a good job of getting things done and communicating back, and for somebody like me, that's important, because I forget things all the time. And you remind me, and, you know, it's all good.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So Alexa Scherzinger is going to come forward, and hold on for a second, Alexa, let me give you the permission here to come.
Is this the real Alexa, or is this,
It's not the fake Alexa.
oh, okay.
Alexa that's leaving us?
Alexa, speak to us.
Oh no, you already know.
I heard a rumor.
Yeah, so this is my last commissioners meeting because Tuesday next week is my last day at the AT.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's gonna be Vicky back or if they'll have a new person because there's no meeting next week, so by the next one. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know, I'm not dropping off the face of the planet. Yeah, but it's been a pleasure working with all of you.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on and letting us know. Last time we saw you, you were on your way to Florida.
Yeah.
That was December
fun
meeting.
Fact, I actually got COVID from my mom and was sick the entire Florida trip.
Oh, no. Poor girl.
So, yeah,
Well,
not as fun as it was supposed to be.
well, thank you for your coverage of our meetings and transparency, and we wish you well. Thank you for coming on to let us know.
Yeah, good luck in your career, Alexa. Thank you very much.
If you guys ever read The Blade, you might see me now.
We'll check out the byline, yeah.
Good. You're a little closer to Chicago now, right?
Thanks, you guys.
Okay.
Thanks, Alexa.
Good. Thanks, Jimmy.
Yep.
Anybody else?
Did not see anything else in the chat, so I think we're good online.
Okay. Anything else? With that, I get the gavel. Meeting's adjourned.
All right.